Welcome to the ArmaniTalks YouTube channel. I'm your host, ArmaniTalks. In this channel, I'm covering communication skills for you to level up your way with words and become much more articulate. In today's episode, we're going to be breaking down The Rock's ambition formula. When was your first encounter with The Rock? Mine was during his time in World Wrestling Entertainment. I could tell that this guy was going to be my favorite wrestler. My brother's favorite wrestler was Kane. Whose favorite wrestler could possibly be Kane? It had to be The Rock. The Rock was amazing because he was the most electrifying man in sports entertainment. He knew how to get your attention, how to magnify it, and how to keep you hooked onto wrestling. When The Rock left wrestling, I stopped watching it. I wanted to follow him in the next stage of his career, which was acting. The first movie that he made an appearance in was The Scorpion King, and I was thinking, okay, this is going to be good. But in the beginning of Rock's career in acting, he wasn't seen as this guy that was going to make it. He was never seen as the future box office bully, which his name eventually became, because people were saying, The Rock, you're too big. That sort of physique may have worked in wrestling, but in terms of movies, you gotta change. He got smaller for a certain period of time. There was one time he went on Ellen DeGeneres' show. She was like, you're looking pretty skinny, Rock. You still work out? Imagine someone saying that to The Rock nowadays. It's not gonna happen. Despite a lot of criticism in the initial stages of his career, The Rock just kept on hustling and hustling and hustling some more. And nowadays, he is seen as the box office bully. It doesn't matter what he puts out, he has a target audience that is going to watch most of his films. He has dominated drama, family movies, action movies, and much more. And to this day, he has showcased business brilliance. How is it that there's so much ambition in such a big frame? You would think it's glory. This guy just wants it all, right? No. Instead, The Rock's ambition formula is to think about the dark parts of his life. His production company is called $7 Production, and $7 was how much he had at the lowest moment of his life. He could barely even afford a date. So why is it that a guy that is reaching the mountain of success, why the hell is he thinking about the negative so much? Why isn't he just engaging in positive thinking? Because ambition is not just about glory, it's also about pain. You must run away from pain and run towards glory. How many times do you see where the new year begins and some chubby guy is like, well, I think it will be great for me to get into good shape this year. They say it with just positivity. But there is no shame. A year passes on by. This chubby guy went from chubby to a little bit chubbier. Still, the new year begins and he's only going with motivation. He's thinking, well, it would be nice if I could lose some weight. Another year goes on by, another year and another year. And eventually, one day, his doctor says, chubby man, you are no longer chubby. You are borderline obese. If you don't do something about it, you are going to die from a heart attack at a young age. Suddenly, this guy, he's not just operating on motivation. He now has fear instilled in him. The new year begins, and now he is running away from pain, the possible heart attack, and he's running towards glory, a possible six-pack. And in this polarity of positive and negative, that is where ambition is born. And it's very similar with The Rock. Nowadays, he has so much positivity. He is a millionaire. He is a box office success. He can go back to wrestling whenever he wants to, and he still has a fan base. So much positivity, but he does not forget his darkest moments. $7. So for you to unlock that ambition to the level of The Rock, or even grander, you can't just be thinking positive thinking and that's it. Positive thinking is better than negative thinking, but what obliterates positive thinking is positive and negative thinking to a point where you coexist with either. In that polarity is where true ambition is born, and that's when you will discover that your $7 moment, when it's happening, is tough, but in the future, it's simply going to serve as fuel. Thank you very much for joining the ArmaniTalks YouTube channel, and I'll catch you next time.